to me.
Stupid. I heard it made it look longer.
It do make it look long because that hair is like a.
Mack O.
But the hair take away from the visual. So when you shave all the hair off, your meat stick gonna look longer. Even to you, you gonna look in the mirror like, oh.
It's a true fact that if you cut the trees in front of your house will look bigger.
Oh, look at Mr. Preach with the nice,
analogy.
good,
I
safe analogy.
thought I would make it in such a way that
That's facts.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm not even realizing that we are recording.
So,
what's up, world?
I have to listen to.
So what you think?
I would never be talking about shaving and meat sticks and things of that nature. I'm a grandma.
She's a nice Christian.
That means you done seen a meat
woman.
stick before. That's how you become a grandma.
A couple.
So, one of the trending topics that we've been discussing here lately was reparations. Should USA pay reparations? And actually, it was discussed in debates too.
I
Kamala,
want my reparations.
Kamala let Biden have it.
I feel like that's a setup for her not to win, though.
Yeah, you think so?
Talk about the reparations.
Yeah, this is what I feel like. If you running as a black person talking about reparations, get in and then do what you want to do. I don't think you want to go in talking about reparations. That's
Well,
you might lose some votes with that. You're going to get the black vote, but you got the black vote anyway. You're trying to get the votes you wasn't going to get.
Right.
Then you get in. Do like all them other presidents. Say one thing and do another.
Do a whole different thing.
Do you think? Oh my God!
Except Trump. That fool is actually as crazy as he said he was going to be. You got to give him that, man. That fool is a pure nut in real life.
He's doing the real life.
I guess we can talk about that. We're gonna park that. We're gonna park that and get to that. So, reparations. So we seen there was something that I saw that all these other cultures, tribes, Japan, Indians, they all got paid reparations for certain situations. Do you think we should get reparations? And what are your thoughts on it?
I want my reparations, but it's a matter of how they're going to delve it out.
Distribute.
I mean, because is my reparations $200? Is that what 40 acres and a mule is worth to them now? Or is my reparations going to be in the millions, which I feel like I deserve?
What is 40 acres and a mule? What's the
equivalent?
The median?
Right.
The equivalent.
If you look at all the land in America and give it the average of 40 acres, and you look at all the mules in America, what the median is there, and give everybody that.
Now, they said it would be based on slave descendants. So, I mean, how would they go about doing something like that?
Well,
So
I don't even, that's going to be the issue because we're such a multicultural. So there could be a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman in every.
That's their way to get there. If they do it, you just hit it. That's how they're going to do it. If they do reparations, they're going to make it where more white people get it. Because they're going to be slave descendants too.
They're the slave descendants too. They're going to be.
Right.
They're going to get more of it than black people, I guarantee you.
So would you say reparations is a race thing then? Because that sounds like they could be multiple different.
I think if you identify as African American, that's when you can't be.
I'm black.
Or whatever, black African American, however you a minority. If you are identifying as that, then that's when you should get reparations, but not by DNA.
What kind of family?
Because, like I said, there's white people that have Nigerian in their DNA because of the breakdown of how Massa was over there knocking out, Kunta Kinte down.
Because you can change races in 2 generations.
Right, you can.
In 2 generations, I got a friend he light skinned. He had a baby with a white girl. His kids, if his kids have kids, they are naturally not black anymore. Like they're one generation from being black people to white people.
Right.
And so I think that the catch is going to be how it's paid, but it's the discussion that we should get it. I don't even feel like it's a discussion. All the things that you hear people say, they talk about who's going to pay for it, how much is it going to cost. But they don't say that when they're doing all this other bullshit that we're all paying for. I'd rather have reparations than a wall. You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather have reparations than a wall.
Oh, definitely.
Like easy. So when you say what we're going to pay, I'd rather have reparations than another B-58 bomber when we got thousands of them just sitting around and ain't nobody using. They keep coming with a new series and they ain't even use. We own F-57. The F-17s ain't never been used for war. Yeah. They just keep making them and just getting the budget and just keep making stuff. That's our reparations right there.
Right. If you
sell all that old shit.
Some of the budget and things that they do, they have things like they commit a couple of million or
trillion
to studying cow puberty. And they be like, that's their research. Right. I don't know what the outcome or what they need to know this for because it's irrelevant. They take that money and give me my reparations. Right. Give me my bag. I don't care if it's $1 million. I don't care if it's $500. Give me my bag. Yeah. Because it's mine. Y'all said it. Y'all put it in the Constitution. This is what.
And that's the argument.
It's mine.
Right. Because what I find is a lot of the people who say we shouldn't get reparations are also the same people who call themselves constitutionalists. They're the same people who say, I want to have all the guns I'm ever supposed to have because it's in the Constitution. Right. Those are the same people. They only want to say, I just care about the Constitution when it's in their favor. But when you say it's sitting right
like a
here,
bag of trail mix, they just pick and choose.
Just like the Bible. Right. But they'll swear, hey, man, I'm all about the Constitution. I'm a constitutional Republican. I'm a libertarian. Now, you full of shit. If you're not willing to say, okay, even the stuff I don't like in here, it does say they're supposed to get reparations. Let's do it because as a country, we put on paper what we say we're about, and we should be showing.
We are a country of our word, so and nothing else.
But we all know that ain't true.
It ain't gonna happen.
Exactly. So economically, I was listening to this dude the other day, and he said that we should put more energy into creating our own versus seeking reparations, which I think is pretty interesting. And then secondfold, he said that more people are looking for handouts than they are willing to invest in themselves and actually create something that would allow them to be more empowered.
What is a handout when you put it in law that this is mine? You make this like the Constitution is damn near a contract. It's they all signed it. This is what you get. That's not a handout. This is something you owe me. Okay. It's owed to me and my ancestors, my grandbabies.
Your thoughts, Mack O.
This.
Right. I agree.
My argument is those are not mutually exclusive. Meaning, you can't say you should only be working on building your own wealth and not worried about. We could do both.
We can do both.
Reparations has been written down for hundreds of years. Through that time, we are all still building, trying to live our lives. Yeah. One does not have to do with the other. That's a bait and switch. Right. That's a trick argument. Like, won't you just worry about building your own? I am worrying about building, but I still want what I deserve. Right. That's like saying,
to me.
That's like someone hits you, you get into a car wreck, and they owe you $10,000 because your back is hurting. And they call you and say, you should be working and worry about getting your own money instead of worrying about my payment. One don't have nothing to do with the other. Right. I'm still going to work and do what I have to do, but you still owe me.
Right. You owe me.
Right. So that's how I look at it. And I think about that as I was watching the debates, they were talking about how like Big Pharma had, a certain amount of control, or all these corporations were going to be taxed a certain amount because they had this type of control. But it seems like people would deflect in regards to reparations whenever slavery is the reason why the foundation was built that gave corporations that much power to begin with. When you look at situations like the bailout, or even which could be another good point, but during slavery, all these economic monopolies, duopolies, all these corporations was actually created because of slavery. And now they have so much of an advantage because of everything that was poured into actually creating it, not to mention the universities as well. So I can definitely see your point.
I don't know what he was talking about, but I know I want my money.
He said monopoly, duopoly.
He lost me at duopoly.
I went to school with a dude named duopoly.
So basically,
no, I didn't. I'm serious. So
what's duopoly?
What is duopoly?
Duopoly would be like
that's a dude I went to school with. I promise. Duopoly.
A duopoly is when it's two corporations that have the most market concentration. So Amazon,
dual.
Yeah, dual.
Yeah,
so monopoly
Apple and
is
Android.
one.
Monopoly is one.
Was one.
Duopoly
would be
we finna make a new board game. Monopoly whack. Duopoly.
Y'all on my head. You excited?
I didn't know it was that long this week.
I'll say it's important to note that because when you talk about who has the most power and who has the most economic advancement, it's important to know who's holding the most power. And when you see that from the foundation of society, and we talk about the disparity, who has the haves and haves not, the reason why the haves have so much is because they maintain their sense of control throughout all generations. That's how.
That's why they don't want to give it to us, because they know the black dollar is a motherfucker as it is.
Right.
The black dollar is strong right now without our reparations, because black people will spend.
Well,
we'll get out there and we'll go by.
It's strong, but it's not pulled right. So I was looking at Jay Morrison, right? He created the Tulsa. Have y'all heard of Tulsa Real Estate Fund?
No, tell
And
us.
so I love this. So Jay Morrison is like a real estate mogul, and he created the first historical real estate fund in Tulsa, where people are putting their money together to invest in urban development to keep gentrification from going on. And so when you look at Black Wall Street,
what's gentrification?
Gentrification is where people buy out the properties, they move everybody out that's in that particular area, and they increase the property to those who there can't afford it, and they force them to move out.
So how does gentrification happen?
How does it happen?
I mean, I understand, but you know.
How does it happen? It happens in multiple different ways. It happens because we're not have ownership over our property, and when we don't have ownership of our property, or we're not looking to grow equity, we don't own our environment. Literally, somebody comes out there, buys it, and you get moved out, and they develop and put all their money into the pool. So it would be the opposite.
So like in regular, I put everything in hood terms.
Yeah, do that.
Because it's easier for me to understand because that's what I grew up in. So it's basically, man.
Oh, you said I didn't grow up in the hood.
No, I'm saying you're using your new words, not the words you were using when you were in the hood. These are the words you've learned as you've transitioned. I'm dumbing it down.
So basically, brother, what I'm saying is
you buy low, sell high.
Okay.
So it's the same thing if like buying a bunch of cars that are broken down and selling them at a higher rate, fixing them up and selling them. It's the same thing like people flipping cars. All they're doing is going into an area, flipping houses. You go into an area that you see these people have messed this area up. Yeah. Nobody wants to be here.
Right.
So me and a couple of my friends, we're gonna pull this money together because they're selling houses over here for $8,000. They got buildings over here that no one's been in for 20 years. That we can get this building for the same size across town. It will cost us $200,000. Over here, it's going to cost us $30,000.
Right.
So we're going to pool all our money together instead of buying that one building. We're going to buy this whole block.
Right.
We're going to renovate it. We're going to jack all the prices up and move those people where the people can't afford it.
Right.
And so what we can do is when we're in those communities and we see all these buildings like, man, somebody need to clean that up. A couple people together instead of let's all just skip a Christmas this year.
Right.
Let's everybody put everything we was gonna spend on Christmas. 5 families say we're not doing Christmas this year.
Right.
5 families just say we're gonna put our money together and we're gonna buy property somewhere in a cheap area.
Right.
And we're gonna ball out.
And so like I was getting back to the point, Jay Morrison did that actually in Tulsa, which is dope. But if you guys don't know, that's how Black Wall Street was created because Marcus Garvey, who moved from Jamaica, his actual vision was to really take us back to Jamaica, but he
was trying to go after. Yeah, he was trying to go back.
He was trying to go back, but then he recognized this, and I think O.W. Gurley, both of them recognized that there was all this land that was available, and they thought, first of all, they wanted to create a refuge, but they wanted to be similar to Jamaica, but they pulled all their resources. So I would say if we did do reparations, or if we don't do reparations, I think that if I was to propose a certain alternative, I think it would be dope if we pulled it, like you mentioned with the Megatron, and you mentioned that all of us, we all have everything we need within the compass of who we are and within us to have everything that we need to create a thriving environment. I would say that would be dope.
I just want my coins.
So
I need my reparations. All this other bullshit, I don't care. It's in the Constitution. You said it was mine. I want it.
And I can tell you another way we can get our reparations.
But it's important to talk about that.
I can tell you a way we can get our reparations. If everybody pulled together, found a candidate, put money behind them, get in some groups, and make stuff happen. It's really just a few people in these rooms. We just got to get into those rooms and get influence. And it's going to take money, power, and a bunch of stuff. But in the meantime, we making our own reparations.
That's right.
They got a new one.
Yeah.
They made selling weed legal. And I'm finna get my reparations that way. I open me a dispensary. Because I people.
That's mine right there.
There's people that's been arrested.
Guys, tell us what y'all think, man. What do you think about reparations? Do you think they're due? Are you a constitutionalist, like my man Mack O said? Are you like T-Dot? You just want your coins.
I just want my money. Like y'all said I could have it, give it to me. I like when your baby daddy said he gonna go get the kids some shoes. You said you were gonna do it. Go do it. I want my shit.
Let your will be your mom.
My new girl was tripping. Now I can't get the shoes.
Now you can't get the kids no shoes?
No.
I ain't never dealt with none of that.
My name is Preach.
I'm T-Dot.
It's hot. I'm Mack O and I'm hot.
It's a little bit. But
we out.
Hey, you guys, tell us what you think.
Tune
Do you think
in.
we should get reparations? Do you think we should not? Do you think we should be pulling our money together? Is it something we should be investing our energy into? Bottom line is you should be doing everything you can to economically empower and make your situation better.
Because ain't no help coming, man.
Ain't no
so
help
make your
coming.
own help.
Yeah, let's be real. That's what's up.
They're not coming for us.
Yeah.
They're not going to give me my bag.
Boom, boom, boom.
I'm alone with this.
Fries.
Ice. Mules.
And in the meantime, I got some fish and some fries. We're going to sell these as reparations.
Yeah.
Trappy Hour Fish and Fries is popping. I want to thank Mark Fleming, Ray Brown, Wink, Bam. Hey man, this food is bomb, man.
Like I seen you a bunch of times.
This is what made slavery not feel so bad, man. This is why people wasn't tripping when revolt so bad. Every time shit got bad, when the black chefs would cook up something, and they be like, man, it ain't really that bad. Good food was keeping people in slavery. They was throwing us pig slop, and they were turning it into chitlins and ham hocks and oxtails. So every time people was thinking about running away from slavery, they got food. You know, all that food give you the itis.
Like the Israelites, when we back in Egypt, we had.
That's why we were slaves so long. The itis kept us slaves, but at least an extra 50 years longer than we had to.
Itis.